big.
It gets intimidating with those big ones. Come on.
Grab him, grab him.
Okay, sit. You cannot hesitate. If you hesitate, forget about it. You'll lose.
Oh gosh, you got a beast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Amy.
It is a battle. It is not easy to catch these. Sometimes they'll fight you. I can't overpower a 17-foot python, so I have to be smarter than the snake.
Invasive Burmese pythons that can get as long as 18 feet have taken over the Florida Everglades. With no natural predators, the pythons are decimating local wildlife, eating everything from rabbits and birds to bobcats and even deer. For Brut, I'm meeting up with Amy Siewe, who gave up her career as a real estate agent 3 years ago to come to Florida and hunt pythons.
Yeah,
He's in there too.
Oh, damn, I thought he was gone.
That's early.
We're ready. Hi, yeah, this is Amy Siewe checking in for a python survey in Big Cypress.
What time are you going to be leaving? 2. Happy hunting, ma'am.
Thanks. Bye. We are in the Western Everglades, and it's one of the most diverse ecosystems in the world. It is truly amazing. It is full of life. Pythons are not easy to find, and people come here thinking, oh, the Everglades, it's huge, it's amazing. There's going to be pythons everywhere. I'm just going to start tromping through the swamp, and I'm going to find pythons, and that's what I thought, and it is not like that at all. Not at all. Even though the pythons are doing incredible damage because there are so many of them, they are so difficult to find. It takes 3 years for a python to reach 10 feet, and it takes 200 mammals and birds to get it there. And these things live for 25 years. So, I mean, that's a lot of our native animals. They'll eat rats, squirrels, birds, rabbits, raccoons. They'll eat bobcats, deer. We found a python with a doe and 2 fawns and are at the same time. Birds, they eat wading birds, vultures, they eat everything, literally everything. And their numbers are out of control because they don't have any predators.
Invasive pythons started showing up in the 80s when pet owners would illegally release them into the Everglades. And then in 1992, the problem was exacerbated when Hurricane Andrew knocked out breeding facilities, freeing hundreds of snakes into the wild. Now the state has paid python removal contractors and an annual hunting competition to raise awareness about the snakes. But with an estimated 100,000 pythons in the wild, they can only hope to slow their growth.
I was a real estate broker for the last 13 years in Indiana, and I learned about the python problem. I decided to take a 3-week vacation with my fiance to come down to Florida to see what it was all about, and we caught a python. And I was absolutely hooked. And it was less than 2 months later. I just dropped everything in Indiana. I didn't really know where to hunt them. I didn't have a job. I rented a room from a guy from the internet. So on paper, this looked like the dumbest thing that I could have ever done. But in my heart, it was the one thing in my whole life that I knew without a doubt, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm meeting Andre up here tonight to hunt this levee because it's easier to have 2 people. I mean, there's 2 sides of the levee, and you know, I can only cover one. So I like to hunt this levee with somebody else. Yeah. There's better places up in
I've been there,
north.
and I got like 7 or 8 with Ed one time, but then I went there with Ashley and I only got 1, so.
We are ready whenever you are.
All right, let's do it.
We hunt the pythons on the road at night. So we basically load up in a truck and we are driving down the roads and levees about 5 miles an hour with all of our lights looking for pythons. And we're looking for them on the sides of the roads, we're looking for them, we're waiting for them to cross the roads. Wherever we can see them, that's what we're looking for. And then how late are you out tonight?
I mean, whatever. What were you thinking, like 1 a.m.?
Nah, I mean, all right, I'm thinking probably 12:30 here. I mean, depending, if we're having a good night, then, you know.
Right.
When you're driving all night and, you know, you're not finding a python every 5 minutes. When you do, I mean, the adrenaline is pumping. It's so exciting. Right there. See him?
Oh, yeah.
Nope, you're not going anywhere. This is gonna be interesting.
There you go. Good job.
Woohoo! We got one. And he is a musker.
It's a fat, short one, isn't it?
Yeah. He's shedding.
Yep. Look at that. He's shedding. He's super dark too, so you could tell.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Yeah. Man, I wish I could help you shed because I know it's really uncomfortable. Scales everywhere. Take a picture of you, buddy. His eyeballs are moving all around. Hi. I'm glad I spotted him. He was so dark, it was really hard to spot.
A study in 2012 found that invasive pythons were likely responsible for the massive decline in population of local wildlife, including rabbits, foxes, and bobcats. The state now encourages the killing of these pythons by both the public and paid contractors because they see it as the best way to save their native animals.
We can use my box, I guess.
Okay, thanks. If you would give me a bag for this, I would give you one of mine. Jeez, I think I am.
Don't forget your ghetto GoPro.
I'll grab the snake from behind with the pillowcase on, and then I'll just kind of swoop him right in. He's being kind of comatose right now.
He's a slow mover.
Yeah, he was really ready to rock, but now he's not. And that is our first python of the night. I love all snakes. I've been fascinated with them since I was a kid, since my dad put me in the creek and taught me how to catch all kinds of critters. And for some reason, this fascination with snakes just, it's been with me ever since. And the pythons are just an amazing, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. Wow, look at that. Look at that. It is an incredible struggle. I love the pythons. I hate that we have to kill them. It's really pretty. Ooh, that was so cool. We have to get rid of these snakes, but it is incredibly hard. I mean, you have this big, giant, beautiful animal that you have to put down. It's heartbreaking. Once we catch the snakes and we euthanize them, I don't want them to go to waste. So then I skin them, I have them professionally tanned, and then I turn them into products like Apple Watch bands, things like that. To get a really good skin, it's a lot of work. So I'm gonna start with this one. It's kind of tedious, it's kind of gross. It takes a while. It smells okay though. Yeah. That one in my mouth. I've kind of made it my mission to figure out how to use as much of the python as possible so they don't go to waste. I hate the thought of them just being thrown out and not really honored or anything. Because it's not their fault they're here. It's so unfortunate. It's not their fault, but they do have to go. The meat isn't very good to eat, so you know, their skin obviously is beautiful and it makes amazing leather products. So these skins have been professionally tanned. So I've got about 120 python skins here in my house. And before I bought this garment rack, and you can see, I mean, they're just thick. They just like keep going and going. And I even have the smaller ones hanging on a rack inside. So yeah, I've got tons of them. Before I got this though, I had python skins over my couch. I had them in the spare bedroom. I mean, I've got them all up here. I've got all of them here, here, here. I mean, they're everywhere.
So do you actually have clothes?
They're somewhere in there, you know, I don't know. Oh, and I forgot about this too. This is a 14-footer that I caught. She was 105 pounds. So like, actually, I'll just, yeah, this isn't even the biggest one that I've caught, but it's big. I mean, you know, try wrestling that. And this one is the one that bit me on the hand. I actually had the outline of the jaws on my hand from this one. So that is a mouthful of razor sharp teeth. And they can also unhinge right here. So anything that they can get in their mouth, they can eat. This isn't even with her jaws open all the way. She could easily eat me. If they can fit the head in, they can fit the body of whatever the prey is. And I would be dinner if she wanted to eat me. So I'm glad that she didn't. And these are still razor sharp. Ooh, I just got freaked a little bit there. I've caught close to 400. That's a lot of pythons, but that's not even a fraction of what's out here, you know. We are way past the point of eradication. We will always have pythons in the Everglades. It looks bleak. We haven't found another way that's better than putting hunters out there to find them one at a time, and they're winning. But, you know, with every single python that we take out of the Everglades, we're saving the lives of hundreds of our native species. And that's what we need to do until we can find something that won't have an adverse effect on the rest of the wildlife. This is the best way.